Hello everyone, my name is James and welcome back to another video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about McLaren and whether they could contest for the World Championship in 2022. Now, next year, we're having new regulations on the car. They're going through a complete design overhaul and the cars are going to, although I think they look pretty good next year. But obviously, new regulations present teams with an opportunity to build a car that's better suited to them than others. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about whether McLaren could build a car that will profit from those regulations. So what are the new regulations for next year? Well, in a nutshell, they've been brought in to produce more closer racing. The cars next year have been simplified, so there's scaled back aerodynamics. There are bigger tyres on the car, they're 18 inches. And the new regulations are basically designed to produce closer racing and allowing cars to get closer together so they can push more to the limit. Because at the moment, when you get two cars racing, the car behind suffers quite a lot because the car in front pushes off a lot of dirty air. And when that goes to the car behind, it results in them having a lack of downforce, meaning it's close to get to the car in front. And in the past, we have seen teams capitalise on new regulation changes. Look at 2009. You wouldn't have thought Brawn would be anywhere when those new regulation changes came in. And in 2009, they won the championship. In 2017, Ferrari managed to build a car that was able to challenge Mercedes for the title. But Mercedes were just able to beat Ferrari to that. So there's nothing to say that in 2022 an underdog team can't go into that season and produce a title winning car, and there's nothing to stop that team being McLaren. So for the past two seasons, McLaren have been back on form. In 2020 they finished P3 in the constructors standings, and this season 2021 they're having an outstanding season, having most recently finished 1-2 at the Italian Grand Prix. It's a welcome return to form. You know, since 2013, McLaren have been struggling, and in the hybrid era with the Honda engines at the start of it, they were really struggling. But more recently, they've started to find their form, and they've been doing really well. But can they carry this momentum into 2022? Well, on the face of it, they seem like they're in a really good position to do that. That's because they're not quite in the title fight. Whilst they've built a really good car that can contest for P3 in the championship, they're not quite on the level of Mercedes and Red Bull, who are going at it hammer and tong for the World Championship this year. So it puts McLaren in a decent position. And whilst McLaren are fighting Ferrari for P3 in the constructors this season, as I say, they're not quite challenging for a title. So it gives them a bit more leeway and a bit more confidence to have a bit more of a focus on 2022. McLaren team principal Andreas Seidel also said earlier this year that the team have a clear development plan going into 2022 and that they wouldn't allow a fight with Ferrari to let them sway away from that plan. And you've also got two drivers who appear to be very comfortable in the McLaren car. You've got Lando Norris, who has excelled with McLaren since he joined in 2019. In 2020, he managed to get on the podium, and this season, he is doing a stunning job as well. He's been on the podium a few times. He most recently got P2 at the Italian Grand Prix, and he seems very happy in that car. And you've also got Daniel Ricciardo, and whilst his performances were off at the start of this season when he joined McLaren, he was nowhere near the pace of Lando Norris. In the second half of the season, Daniel Ricciardo's performances have picked up quite nicely. He's been finishing quite well, and most recently at the Italian Grand Prix, he managed to win. And going into 2022, it will benefit McLaren quite a lot because you have two drivers who fully understand the car, who are on top of it, and therefore it will make their input valuable going into next season. And one thing that should really hope McLaren is new investment. We know they recently secured £185 million from a consortium of US investors, and it really, all the money they receive should help the team. I mean, we know that they want to improve their simulator. They know they want to improve their wind tunnel facilities. And with that investment, it will certainly help in doing that. Now, whilst McLaren only believe that investment will yield benefit in 2024, we have seen McLaren make really good progress. As I've said, they were at the bottom, they moved slowly up towards the midfield, and now they're near the top, fighting for P3. And as I said earlier, they've just won their first Grand Prix since 2012. So they're moving up nicely through the grids. So there's nothing to say that in 2022 they couldn't put out the bag and build a decent car. But guys, what do you think? Do you think McLaren will be able to build a car that will be competitive in 2022 and potentially challenge for a title? Let me know in the comments below. But guys, that is going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. And until the next one, take care.